For today's video, we're going to take you through what James Webb Telescope discovery found at the edge of the galaxy, what the discovery will do for scientists, the launch, and what it has to offer compared to the preceding telescope. Stick until the end so you can find out this terrifying discovery that will change the world. There was a beginning of a new age of galactic discovery at the turn of the 21st century, and through the telescopes existing on the land and also in space, astronomers started to highlight a lot of planets existing outside the solar system. These planets are called exoplanets. Scientists have confirmed that there are over 4,480 exoplanets in existence. They exist in the Milky Way. There are some which are likely rocky worlds, and there are a lot of them which belong to a class of planets tagged as the super-Earths. About twice to 10 times, the orb is as massive as our balmy blue Earth. According to Nestor Espinosa, they explained that they have only been able to scratch the surface. He is an exoplanet researcher working at the Space Telescope Science Institution. A lot of common exoplanets in existence are super-Earth. Espinosa also opined how Webb will enable them to make their detections. They can see and ascertain if any of the planets contain carbon dioxide and water in comparison to Earth. Astronomers are going to use a clever tactic to see what cannot be seen. They wait and allow the planets to move in front of the bright stars. James Webb Telescope is going to answer important questions like, is there life out there? Webb is going to tell us if there is something strange or normal about the solar system. There are a lot of unanswered questions that need answers. Questions like, what are most solar systems like? Are there similar planets in relation to the Earth, teeming with water and orbiting in a nice and pleasant habitable zone? If there are, how common are they? In the case of Jupiter and Saturn, gas giants, do they have similar atmospheres like others? Lopez Morales opined that Webb is going to allow us for the first time in history to have our solar system in context and know what's happening and what's not happening. It will allow us to answer the right questions. But the Hubble Space Telescope isn't going to answer the question of whether a planet hosts life or not. This is a complicated question about life that a telescope needs to answer if there is life or not on a planet. But the advantage is that its observation is going to help exoplanet scientists in the right direction. According to Lopez Morales, it will take them to the next level to achieve the right results. JW Telescope is going to offer humanity an unequaled picture of what is in existence outside there. What's orbiting other stars while existing in the galaxy? There are 5 unparalleled discoveries James Webb Telescope will make. There are over 100,000 million stars in the Milky Way in our galaxy. This is quoting the data from NASA's New Horizons space probe, and it has been estimated that our universe is estimated to contain about 200 billion galaxies. There are a lot of mysteries in the universe that might never be unraveled. The Webb telescope has been estimated to be about 100 times more powerful than the one preceding it, which is the Hubble telescope. This has been in operation for over 31 years, starting with the first discovery which JW Telescope is expected to make when it's put into action. It will ask and answer the question of how stars and planets are formed. Inside the stellar nebulae, there is a key formation of the star systems, but in a lot of cases, they are obscured by dust. Due to this phenomenon, there is no exact determination of the dynamic of star formation. There is no exactness if the solar system is typical or atypical, or the reason why most stars form in groups, according to NASA, but JW Telescope is ready to correct it. Being able to determine whether the solar system is typical or atypical is very ideal in helping us to have a clear knowledge of our place in the universe. The Webb telescope enables us to have an image of these existing systems. It captures the formation of protoplanets and protostars. It would navigate through the question of what the first galaxies and stars looked like and also have answers for it. For millions of years, there have been mysteries shrouding the existence of the universe. And for scientists, that has been a crucial question. There has been less observational data to confirm or falsify the formation of first stars and galaxies, etc. This is because in the early years, the universe was visible in infrared, and this required a telescope of James Webb Telescope's scale to observe images. With collectible data, there will be answers to crucial questions on how the first stars and galaxies were able to form in the universe. This has a great implication for our cosmological models, especially in the context of the mystery of dark matter. The discovery is going to answer the question of what the black holes look like, and the actual reason every galaxy has a supermassive black hole at its center point. It's well known that every galaxy has a supermassive black hole that's located at the center, the focal point, but there is not enough proof of how this huge thing was formed. There has been an existing theory that predicts that it may have come to exist due to the first stars that might have collapsed and in turn form these huge creatures. The James Webb Telescope can determine the theory that has been going on in scientists' minds to conclude no one has ever known how it got very big. How was it able to form the bright quasar that can still be observed 13 billion years after its first existence? There have been different questions on the minds of scientists. Is there any other planet exactly like Earth? Are we going to figure out life elsewhere rather than Earth? In the solar system and beyond it, the JW telescope will enable scientists to understand the chemical composition of exoplanet atmospheres. If there are some planets harboring life, then there might be the possibility of biosignatures in the ratios of chemical elements, which is very different from what's geochemically normal. What's the true rate of universal expansion? There has been a recent discovery by cosmologists and discrepancies in a lot of measurements of what's the rate of the universe's expansion. This discrepancy has been ascertained as the Hubble Tension. This arises from making measurements of the local galaxies and the cosmic microwave background while comparing available notes. With new and better measurement, determined by its preciseness, astronomers are going to learn whether this discrepancy is an indication of new physics or just an error of measurement. JW Telescope has the very potential to rewrite our understanding completely of what the universe is all about. This is ranging from the formation of galaxies and stars to the whole structure of planetary systems. According to Sarah Sager, a planetary scientist and astrophysicist at MIT, the Webb is a representation of the culmination of decades, if not to say centuries, of astronomy. Scientists had been on the lookout for follow-up after the launch of the Hubble Space Telescope in 1990. In a 3-decades hiatus, it's very unclear how much longer this satellite that's on the lookout to break boundaries is going to scan and be able to photograph the universe. The Webb was originally meant to launch in 2010 and it was estimated to cost $1 billion. Then the price tag skyrocketed to $10 billion. At that time, it was long overdue to launch. According to scientists, it's going to be worth it. The wait will be worth the hype, as scientists have pointed out. We're going right up to the edge of the observable universe with Webb, Caitlin Casey says, as an assistant professor of astronomy at the University of Texas at Austin. The Webb is a machine used for answering the right questions that have not been answered but need answers. Questions that are related to the universe and all its intricacies. The University of New Hampshire physics professor Chanda Prescott Weinstein told a newspaper that they will almost certainly watch the launch and they're going to be very terrified the entire time. Any failure of JW Telescope would be disastrous for NASA, says Cambridge University astronomer Martin Rees to the NYT in an email. He noted that any points of failure during the unfurling of the mirrors could end up being a mega catastrophic and embarrassing PR disaster. Well, failure has never been an option. This is because such failure could put a very dark mark on the space agency, just like when it accidentally crashed a spacecraft into Mars. There would be a great payoff in the end. Once it had been deployed, the Space Telescope could bring in a new era of technology in space exploration. This will potentially rewrite our understanding of what the early days of the universe is all about, just as the one preceding it, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope. We also recommend watching our video on the screen.